Yo, what's good? Today I'm going to be showing you guys what I believe to be a genuine digital gold mine, and that's remote high-ticket sales. The same business model that took me from having no life, a 1.3 GPA in high school, I had no real skills and I was completely broke, to in just a year and a half making over 30K per month with remote high-ticket sales. Now listen, I'm about to break this down to you, then show you exactly how you can launch your career. I don't want you to be the person who misses out on a generational opportunity because you can't lock in and focus for 10 minutes. But why listen to me? I'll keep it very short. Yes, I have all these materialistic things. Yes, I came from not much. But the main point is I didn't have that much skill when I started this business model. I felt like I had everything against me, but I was still able to absolutely crush it with this business and be able to help my parents and live my genuine dream life. And not only that, I've been able to help hundreds of other people do the same thing I did. So with that being said, I want you guys to lock in for a few minutes and we'll get straight into it. You've probably seen these guys on YouTube like Brez Scales, TJR, Iman Gadzhi, these huge course creators that sell very expensive info products. And yes, that ties directly into what I do. And what I do is pretty simple. I basically partner with these influencers, course creators, and info product sellers. These guys have huge audiences, some of them millions and millions of followers. Obviously, they're not going to be able to sell their info product themselves. They can't talk to every single person who wants to buy from them or that's interested in their products. So they get guys like me who have a particular set of skills that can actually sell their info product on their behalf. And I take commission on every sale I make. The info product business is worth over $315 billion and it's growing every single day. Yes, you heard me right. Billion with a B. And all I did was take a very, very, very small piece of that pie. And that's why there's so many people winning with remote high-ticket sales. It's all you have to do is take a very, very, very small piece of that pie to start winning. I haven't just seen this through the stats. I've seen this firsthand too. I've been able to take people from 0 to 5,000 to 10,000 to even $20,000 per month. And it just proves how big this space actually is. Sorry about the color change, guys. One of the lights went off. I've been able to take guys like Devion working at Walmart to collecting over $14,000 profit for himself in 3 months with no skill, no prior knowledge to what he was doing, how he was going to sell, no sales experience, just hard work, the right information, and the right opportunity. This isn't one guy I handpicked to show you guys. I'll throw up 50 more people that are absolutely crushing it with high ticket sales. Why is this such a good opportunity now? It's simply since the creator economy is blowing up more and more every single day. Every single day you see new creators blow up, get huge followings, and try to push a new product. But the thing is, most of these creators and influencers are not salespeople. They don't know how to sell a product and they don't have time to talk to their whole audience. So every time a creator or influencer blows up or even does decent, they need more and more sales reps to come into their business. Now I'm gonna give you a quick example of what it looks like on our side of things. Say we're selling a $3,000 fitness program. The average rep collects 10 to 20% of each sale. So I'll jump on a 30-minute to hour-long call. And if I make that sale, I get $300 to $600 profit going into my pockets. And no, there's no cold calling. There's no one that doesn't want to talk to you. These are literally people that come to the call wanting to buy the product. They just need to know the price and the details. And just to be perfectly clear, this is not some walk in the park, I'm going to be a millionaire tomorrow. You actually have to hone your sales skills to be selling these high-ticket packages. And the biggest shift for me wasn't even the money. It was the fact that I had learned and honed a skill that no one could ever take away from me and would be monetizable for the rest of my life. Wondering who's actually buying these products. There's billions and billions of dollars being spent on info products every single day. You might even know someone who's tried to buy a course or has bought a course, or you might have bought one yourself. And on top of that, if you partner with someone who has a good product, you're gonna be selling to people who have big problems and that product can fix their problems. It's not hard to sell someone something that's 3K if they know the skill that they're gonna learn is gonna make them 3K a month for the rest of their life or even more. You don't need to build your own brand. You don't need to build your own product. You just have to capitalize on an audience that's already there for you.
What's up, guys? I hope that gave you a solid introduction to what high ticket sales overall is. Basically just partnering with course sellers, and you're the sales rep between the product and their customer. Now it's time to lock in, so I'm gonna be showing you in the next few videos how you can start and scale. I'm also gonna throw up a glossary of some words I'm gonna be using over the next few videos. Feel free to take a screenshot if you want. It might come in clutch just in case you don't know a word. What's up, everybody? Now you have a base understanding of what high ticket sales is and a good knowledge about it. So now we're gonna get into how are you gonna start / scale. So I'm gonna give you the 3 pillars I use to get to 30K a month myself. Now, pillar 1 is pretty obvious. It's skill acquisition. So before anything else, you have to become good at sales. You're not gonna get hired for any jobs if you don't master the sales process. And you're especially not gonna be able to keep a job if you don't master the sales process. So the 3 things you're gonna start off with to make sure you have a good base to build off of. Number 1, learn multiple proven frameworks. Number 2, start having uncomfortable conversations. Number 3, self-mastery in life. The first thing I wanna go over is learning multiple different sales frameworks. A sales framework is basically just how the call is gonna go not a script, but more of like an overview of things that you need to hit during a call and what you're gonna say at certain times. Okay, so one of the first things I want you to do is go to ChatGPT, search up top 5 frameworks for selling info products and courses. Bam. After you search that up, it's gonna give you 5 different frameworks. I want you to, number 1, click, the site it's coming from. I want you to memorize these 5 frameworks. Go in there, memorize all 5. And the reason I say memorize 5 and not just learn 1 is because when you're on a sales call, you don't wanna be a robot. If you only know 1 framework, every call is gonna look the same for you. You're gonna get stuck into saying the same thing every sales call, and that's not how you really sell someone. The way you sell someone is by having an organic, natural conversation. Yes, the framework should be there, so you're hitting certain points at certain times. But when I'm on a sales call, I'm pulling from multiple different frameworks, right? If you know 5 different frameworks you haven't memorized, and then you start practicing with them, and you start pulling from different ones, you're gonna be a Swiss Army knife. You're gonna be able to talk to anybody. You're gonna know what fits best in what scenario, other than just repeating one framework over and over and over again, right? That most likely sounds like every other sales guy. So if you get on a call with a prospect, and they've been on another sales call before, you're gonna sound like the last sales guy. But if you know multiple frameworks and you're fluent with the way you speak, you pull from different frameworks and you actually have a conversation with a person that's fluid, right? They're gonna be like, oh, this isn't a sales guy, it's someone who genuinely cares about me. Obviously, you care about the person, but it's how you come off. Just going over the same framework over and over again, you're gonna get robotic. But if you're pulling from multiple different frameworks, you're gonna be able to be fluid. Over these, learn 5 different frameworks like the back of your hand. And with those frameworks, start practicing. Whether you have a friend, whether you can practice with your mom, a coworker, whoever, if you can go in the mirror, ChatGPT, practice with anything you can find and literally practice those frameworks over and over again. Practice pulling from multiple different frameworks and getting fluid with the way you speak. Along with that, you got to start having uncomfortable conversations, right? When I first started sales, I could not have a normal conversation for the life of me. I was awkward in public. I didn't have confidence, right? And that's what sales comes down to. If you're a good speaker, you're going to be good at sales no matter what framework you use, no matter what you're selling. If you know how to get people to like you and you know how to talk, you're going to be good, right? I was horrible. So what I did to get better, I went outside, I started talking to girls, I started talking to people that I didn't want to talk to, I started having conversations I didn't want to have, along with the skills that I'm learning. And this comes with self-mastery too. So not only as a salesperson are you going to be learning these frameworks, learning these new skills, learning these things to apply to these sales calls, you should be also mastering yourself in life. Because once you get on a call with somebody, they're not just looking at, okay, what is this guy offering me? They're looking at who is the person that's offering me this. If they look up to you, if they say, who is this guy on the call? I want to be like him. I want to talk like him. I want to look a little bit like him. And I want to be a little bit like him. They're going to be respecting you so much more that the sale is going to be 10 times easier. They're going to actually listen to you when you're handling objections, when you're giving them new ideas, when you're talking to them. They're going to actually be listening to you rather than just like, oh, this is just a guy who's trying to sell me on something. If they actually respect you and it's like, bro, I want to take guy's advice since he's in the place I want to be when it comes to looks, when it comes to everything. What it comes down to, the more someone likes you, the more they're going to listen to you and the easier it is to make the sale. So you want to be mastering yourself in every portion of life, sleeping on time, mastering your days. One thing I preach to all the guys I work with, self-maximization is one of the most important part of sales. Guys, as you see here, not only are we setting financial goals, we're setting personal goals. This guy wanted to add 15 pounds of muscle through diet and the gym. We're maximizing ourselves. We're doing self-mastery as salespeople, and that's how we're gonna get the best results. So just watch pillar 1. That's everything you need to do to build a good basis for yourself as a salesperson. The next thing that we're gonna go over is actually landing an offer and the strategies we use to do that. So we're gonna be making you a video that you're gonna send out to the creator so you can actually get hired. And I'm gonna be showing you 2 different strategies that you can use to actually land a job offer. So if you implement pillar 1, you're gonna have a basis. Now we're gonna move on to pillar 2, actually using that basis to get a job, get into a position, and then we'll go from there. Now, pillar 2, offer acquisition, actually landing a role. Since now that you've done all of that, you're gonna start getting good at sales. You're gonna start getting good at talking. You're gonna start learning how to objection handle. You're gonna know all of these things. Now, what do you actually have to do to apply those things? Get a job, land an offer. You're gonna make a video on your phone, upload it to an app called Loom, then to send it out to creators after. That's why we call it a Loom video. You're gonna record a video on your phone, sideways, professional lighting. Try and make it look the best you can. The more professional you come off, the better this video is gonna be for you. This is gonna be the key to actually landing an offer. Now in this Loom video, you wanna obviously speak with speed, clarity, and confidence. But the things we're gonna go over in this video, we gotta do it quick. The creators and operators that are gonna watch your video only have so much time. You don't wanna waste their time. It's gonna be a 1-minute video. So coming in with speed and getting over the 3 categories that I'm about to tell you right now are super important. Who you are, why you're doing this, and why you're gonna be the best for their business. You wanna come in with confidence too. My name is Jacques Juberg. If you allow me to come into your business as a closer, I'm gonna close more deals than you've ever seen. You're gonna mix not only who you are, but why you're gonna be the best. You're gonna mix these 2 things at the same time. So you can say something like, now, why am I gonna be the best for your business? 1, my work ethic. You will not find another rep better than me work ethic wise. So don't say something you can't back up. So if you're a super good talker, say that. If you, whatever your strength is, make sure you highlight your strength in this and not something, don't just copy what I say. I have one of the best work ethics because I came from a poor family home where my mom struggled for food, struggled for housing, and I have an unbeaten determination to make sure that I can take care of her and show her things that she's never done before. How am I gonna do that? By closing more deals, and if I do it under you, you're gonna make more money. I'm mastering myself overall, so over time, as we work together as rep to business, I'm gonna be improving, your business is gonna be growing. There's not gonna be anyone that's gonna grow at the same pace as I am. So if I come in and I'm not up to par for some reason, even though I know I am, I'm gonna improve at rapid rates and not only get better as a rep myself and a closer myself, I'm gonna make your business better as we go along. Bam. It should be that quick, it should be very snappy. And if I watch that as a creator, I'm gonna be like, this guy might be good. And then at the end of the video, you're just gonna say, even a tad bit interested, just jump on a call with me, jump on an interview with me. I'm gonna show you why I'm gonna be the best closer and the best thing that's ever happened to your business. You come off with confidence and cockiness, they're gonna love it, right? So then you're gonna get onto an interview with them, and either a phone call with an operator or a phone call with a offer owner, whoever it is, you're gonna jump on the phone with them, and you gotta bring that same confidence, you gotta bring the same speed that you brought in your Loom video to that operator, creator, or whoever's doing the interview for you, and that's how you're gonna get onboarded. Now I'm gonna show you how to find creators to actually outreach to. So one way to do it is go on YouTube, right? I'm gonna give you a few different strategies. So search something niche, right? Something big or something that you personally just wanna do, right? You're gonna search up a business model. How do you start SMMA in 2026? How to start SMMA in 2026. Search. You're gonna get a lot of videos. Obviously, you're not gonna click on Iman Godse's video. You're gonna hit a fat scroll. And you're gonna find people like this who have a low amount of views on their video. They obviously have a course or something behind them making this content. Otherwise, they wouldn't be posting the content in the first place. Why should you start a real estate SMMA in 2026, right? You click their profile and you're gonna go to their Instagram. These are most likely smaller creators. The smaller, the better, as long as you see they're making some sort of income. But guys like this who have a YouTube that brings in a consistent amount of views, but might not have the biggest Instagram, are gonna be the best, right? They're gonna be the best because they're bringing in qualified clients, right? Anyone who watches his YouTube are gonna be qualified when they actually go to apply for his program. And most of the time, guys that are posting value content, on the other side of it, they have very good programs. So not only can you sell with confidence, knowing that this program is gonna help the person, the prospect that you're on the phone with, the prospects are gonna be nurtured, the prospects are gonna know who that person is, and it's not gonna be a hard sale to make. The prospects are very qualified by the time they get to the call. So you can do that with multiple different business niches. You can search it up, go click their YouTube, go to their Instagram, DM them on the Instagram, and you can say this video is going to change your business, or you can say like, in this video I'm going to show how I'm personally going to come in as a closer and change your business. Click this. Whatever you want to do to, hook them, grab their attention. Also, that goes along with going onto like Instagram and just finding big creators in different niches and outreaching to them. Now, one of the most important things you're going to do, because creators aren't always going to look at your DM, what you're going to do is 2 different strategies that I use to get past that. And if you go into their following, right, or followers most of the time, you're going to find people with operator or scales or something like that by their name, right? So if I go into my following, like scales right there, bam. You click onto that, you see, oh, I scale info products. Now you know what he does is scales info products. You know he's an operator, and you know he works with other coaches. So operators are basically the guys that sometimes put everything together for these big coaches and influencers, right? So not like TJR doesn't manage all of his back end systems and manage hiring sales reps and manage all of that. His operator does that. Sees a DM from you saying, oh, you know, I'm a sales rep, he's not really gonna care, right? But if you go to the operator, if you go to the source, the people that actually hire it on and you send it to them, number one, they're most of the time they're smaller, right? So they don't have a big following. They're gonna see your DM. Number two, they're the one hiring for those people. So once they do watch your video, they're the ones that can actually hire you onto that job. I'm gonna plop this up right here since most likely you're gonna be doing this on your phone, but also what you wanna be doing is following a bunch of creators and operators, people you think might be able to hire you, right? And you're gonna go make a 1-minute video just with your phone like this. The same thing as your Loom video. Hit all the same points, come off confident with speed, right? You're gonna hit all of those same points, make that video, and then make a close friends list on your story. And instead of adding some randoms, whatever, take away whoever you have on your close friends list, go through and add a bunch of creators, a bunch of operators, any as you possibly can, and then mention them in that video, because creators aren't gonna see DMs. Some operators might not see DMs either. If you mention them on your story, the chances of them actually clicking on it go up tenfold. Because as a creator myself, as on one of my accounts, I have 30,000 followers. I get a lot of DMs with a lot of reps wanting to get hired, with a lot of people trying to give me different things and sell me certain things because I'm a creator. No one's mentioning anyone. Mentioning people, the amount your video gets viewed, the amount you're getting viewed skyrockets. It's the same thing as a Loom video. The CTA might be a little different. Make sure you keep it under 1 minute, quick and speedy. That alone is gonna get your Loom video to so much more creators and influencers. That mixed with the other outreach systems I taught you is gonna land you an offer. As long as you're good and you can talk fast, mixed with that, sending multiple DMs out a day, really as many as you can, mixed with, you know, mentioning as many creators and operators on your story a day as you can, that will land you an offer. It's just a matter of time. Okay, we just got done with pillar 2, crafting your Loom video, outreaching to smaller YouTubers and creators, or bigger ones if you want to, that you want to work under or for, and then also using some of the strategies like the mentioning strategy to higher your chances of getting hired. And then all you have to do is do that consistently on a consistent basis to land your offer. Now we're gonna get into pillar 3, is basically what you're gonna do when you actually land one of these offers to not only succeed, but excel and then build from there. Now that leads directly into pillar 3, which is leverage and longevity. You wanna perform in the role that you land, and then you also wanna build off of that. And I'm gonna tell you the 5 things that go into doing that. Have overperformance. You wanna keep this role, and you wanna build with this business. Most info businesses are not just stagnant. They're building, they're getting more followers, they're growing, and they're making more money. So within that business, you wanna come off as one of the best reps. If you're a really good closer, call setter, or DM setter, whatever you are, and you go into your role and you start overperforming, you're gonna get upgraded to the next position. Over time, you're gonna keep going up the line until you're a sales manager, or you can run the offer, or you can be an operator for the offer. You'll be able to climb the ladder and get higher paying positions. A few things that you need to be doing to ensure that the team is looking at you as a top performer. It's number 1, of course, hitting your KPIs, doing what you're supposed to be doing on sales calls, making the money you're supposed to make, all the simple things, all the bare minimum things that they're expecting from a rep, a DM setter, a closer, any of those positions, right? But like as a DM setter, if you start doing tracking on the back end of things, ICP, these complicated things, if you do some research on like things that the business isn't already tracking, same as a closer or a call center. If you start tracking stuff that the business isn't tracking, and you're giving these things to the owner or the operator, whoever's running the offer, if you're giving them like things to track on, if you're giving them these things, you're gonna turn it into a asset, right? The asset that they're like, oh, we can't lose this guy. We're gonna have to pay more, give him a bonus, whatever we need to do to stay. They're gonna start having conversations with you saying, oh, what are your goals? We wanna make sure we can keep your goals within our business. We need you here. You make yourself just like, oh my God, like we can't lose this guy. You're gonna get paid more, you're gonna get more opportunity, you're gonna build a better relationship with the offer owner, and you're gonna way more longevity with a business. A lot of reps just hop on, get off the offer, hop on, get off the offer, and it's like a circle, right? If you come in and from day 1, position yourself as not only like just a rep, but someone who's gonna help out the business, they're gonna be like, we need this guy, this guy's a G. I mean, if you come in like that, that's how you're gonna stay on an offer, that's how you're gonna get bonuses, that's how you're gonna get paid more, and that's how you're gonna climb the ladder. Now we're gonna get into tracking and reverse engineering your goals. Yes, your business, whoever you're working with, is most likely gonna have trackers, KPIs, key performance indicators for you to use to make sure you're hitting, certain numbers. but that's not the same thing as your personal tracking and reverse engineering goals. Reverse engineering a goal is basically breaking down a bigger goal, right? And breaking it down into smaller steps. So you can say like, if I do these things every single day, I will 100% hit my goal. And I'm gonna show you what I do for all of my guys that I work with. I'm gonna pull this up right now. But the reason I'm so passionate about this is because I believe it's 10 times easier to be successful if you have a roadmap. You have a roadmap of exactly what you're supposed to do at what times, at what pace, at what speed. And if you break it down far enough, you know exactly what you need to do. All you have to do is put in the work to do it. There's a lot of people in the world that have the work ethic to make 10K a month. A lot of people in the world that have the work ethic to make 50K a month. Now, there's only a few people who have the roadmap to do it. I'm about to show you exactly what we do for all of my guys, which you can apply to yourself. You might not have the same tracking as we do and stuff like that. You can replicate it if you put it on a whiteboard or something like that. You can get close to replicating what we have here for our guys. So if you see here, we have my guy Cam, right? His target revenue for his first month, of course, this is gonna be a little different since this is for training, right? And what I have for my guys, training wise, they can make almost infinite calls. They can call all day. And this is his first month training, but this is what we set up for him. He wanted to make $3,000 his first month. We sat down together and said, how do we guarantee that? We're gonna reverse engineer that goal with the opportunity he has during his training and the time frame he has. He doesn't have too much time every single day. So he said, what's realistic? He put 25 days of work in, around 3 to 4 hours a day. So he said, okay, here's a realistic. So he said, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a buffer of $500, right? So even if he misses, he's still gonna hit the 3K that he wants to make. We're gonna focus on consistency and reps, not perfection. He already has a solid framework. He just needs to get the reps up. So I don't think he needs to focus on perfection as much as, just overall just getting the reps up and getting more experience out there. So then if you scroll down here, you can see what we planned out for him. 35 dials a day, 18 good conversations, 12 downsell pitches a day, and 7 set pitches. Makes it impossible not to hit his goal if he does this every single day. The 12 downsell pitches and 7 set pitches, those aren't sales. Those are just how many he has to get up. We said, if you're closing 25% of all the downsells that you pitch, you're gonna need to make 12 downsell pitches a day to hit your revenue goal. For him not to hit his goal, he would to sell under 25%. Which is horrible. He should be closing at 50 to 60%. So technically he should be way above his goal. This makes it so we reverse engineer in a way. It's like you have to fail so hard not to hit your goal. It's basically impossible. It's, as long as he's doing this amount of output every single day, he's gonna hit it. And if you set up something like this for yourself, whether you're on another offer or something like that, you set something up like this, where it's simply, you have a goal and you calculate how much input you have to do every single day to almost guaranteed hit that goal. You're gonna be successful with your goals every single time. And we do this with yearly goals, we do this with monthly goals, quarterly goals. We do this with all of our goals because if you break it down to calculated math and then you do what you need to do every single day, you're gonna hit. What we also do to hold them accountable, we have, as you see here, done, and then it says do now. He can click done. Every time he finishes these things, every day he'll click done, and then he'll go over here. He's gonna be able to see a streak of how many days he's done it in a row. And then if you come down here, he's gonna be able to see what days out of the month did he do what. We're gonna be able to see everything he's done, which I'm super excited for him since he's a hard worker. He's working a 9 to 5 right now. He's gonna get this dialed in. He just started in like a month or two. You guys are gonna be seeing a testimonial from him because he has a work ethic. Now he just has to follow this path. And if you break it down like that for yourself, it's just like, you have the work ethic. Now you just have to follow a path of doing work. You're gonna get to where you wanna be. And look, like I said before, the only way he doesn't hit those goals is if something goes severely wrong. And to make sure that doesn't happen, not only do we have him, staying accountable, checking off his sheet, making sure he's doing it, we have a tracker, right? So he's gonna be tracking everything here. The pickup percentage, the amount of good convos he had, percentage of calls does he set. We have everything tracked here. So once he fills this out, we're gonna see where he's going right, where he's going wrong. And if there's a hole in it, we'll see exactly what to improve on. Able to look here and say, okay, what do we need to do to hit your next goal? What do we need to improve on? What you do is calculate it, and you have data tracking everything. You can make data-driven decisions that basically make it impossible not to succeed as long as you're calculating correctly. And that's the goal. If you can make your business data-driven decisions, and you can see, okay, if I do this, I'm gonna make this much more. If I do this, I'm gonna make this much more. Okay, I calculated this, it didn't work, why didn't it work? And you have all the data to back it up. You can look at a sheet and say, okay, I'm missing here. What's going wrong here? I gotta go fix this. This is what I tell all my guys. They have to be building something bigger. They can't just always work under someone else's business. You should be aiming to make M's a month. You shouldn't be aiming to make 30 to 50K a month. And that's why I started my coaching business, right? That's why I started helping people do the same thing I did. It's because I was stuck at 30K a month. 38K a month was my max month. I had maxed out my limit. I couldn't take any more calls in a day. And honestly, I was at the point where I was like, I did it for a year. I didn't really want to. So with all the knowledge I had acquired over the time, doing it for myself, seeing how it's done on the inside, all these systems, that's when I decided to make my own business. I started my own thing. And that's what I recommend for you guys to do, is with the value you get out of your journey, start teaching other people the same exact things you did, help them. And that's gonna give you real fulfillment, since at the end of the day, this is making money, right? You can have a passion for sales, but when you see someone's life change from the information you give them, it's fully fulfilling. I can sit here on help calls with different people all day. It's so fulfilling. It's not even about the money side of it. It's literally about seeing people's lives change from the information you give them. And the respect they have for you after that, the respect some of their loved ones and family has for you after that is crazy. Find something to build on, whether you want to start your own coaching business and show people the exact way you did it, right? That's a path that we have for all of our guys. Once they hit certain numbers per month, we teach them how to build their own coaching business where they show other people how they did it, and they get to start helping other people too. But there's multiple different pathways, whether you go into real estate or you start investing into something. Overall, basically take the money that you make from this and invest it into something that you want to build for yourself, whether it's a company or a brand or a coaching business or whatever it is. Take all of this and turn it into something bigger, building a foundation for it while you're still working this business. I started building the foundation for my coaching business when I was literally doing a high ticket like multiple months before it, since I knew like, okay, this is gonna take months and months to build out these systems, months and months to build out this back end to make sure everyone's happy. 3, 4, or 5 months later, it's all built out. Like, okay, I just made a bunch of money from this. I can start taking less calls and focusing more on building my own business and helping other people or doing whatever I'm passionate in. Build something bigger is that end goal that I want to give to you guys. Those things that I just showed you in that video are proven, right? That they work. All you have to do is put effort in to actually get those results. And that's genuinely all you have to do. Yes, it's going to take time. Yes, it's going to take hard work and effort. And it's going to be a journey. But that's with anything in life, right? Building something real, you're going to have to put real work into. Putting a lot of value on my account. Literally just go click anywhere on my account. You can find more and more value of me posting more and more content. So if you want some more help other than this, go watch more of the content, go watch more stuff. And for the people who want systems implemented for them, coaching, a community, that kind of stuff, and a guaranteed outcome at the end of it, and a proven roadmap to follow, if you guys click the link below this video or click the link in my bio, it breaks down exactly what we do with my company, Ascent Sales, so you can kind of see if it's a good fit for you. But other than that, if you have any questions, hit me on Instagram. I should be implementing everything you saw today and genuinely working your ass off from now on. Guys, I have the right business model to do it with. Now you guys just got to put the right work in and make the right decisions. Let's get it.